it's me, Luna, with the last in my shooting marathon today. I've been shooting all day because I want to get a jump on my delivery of a tarot unboxing every day, or at least a divination tool unboxing every day. Let's put it that way. So this is going to be my last of the day before my brain stops thinking in English. We're getting real close. And what we're looking at today, come on, is the Ancestral Path Tarot by Julie Cuccia-Watts. Unique 78-card tarot deck uniting diverse multicultural beliefs and mythology. U.S. Games. This one does not have the copyright on the bottom as U.S. Games frequently does. You notice, though, the way U.S. Games codes their decks. AT78 is Ancestral Path Tarot, 78 cards. Kind of weird that it's got the barcode on the top of the box. Anyway, does that matter? Not in the least. Chunky little deck, Ancestral Path Tarot. Let's see what it says. The Ancestral Path Tarot by Julie Cuccia-Watts threads together the diverse beliefs of various cultures in order to find the commonalities of experience between them. It examines the traditions of our ancestors through mythology to reclaim a personal spirituality that enables us to perceive the divine in ourselves and others. The Ancestral Path Tarot emphasizes the living tradition of all human cultures for us to factor into our worldview. The deck portrays paths created by ancestors of different times and cultures for our consideration. Nice blocking card there. Another nice title card for blocking. And it's just the same as the cover of the box. Let me see what the copyright is on this. It is 1995. The early days of my deck buying. Okay. So, whoops, backs of the cards. We have kind of a gradient of shadows. People sort of, there's someone with arms up in the air sort of climbing something. And one side is light and one side is dark. So it is directional on the back, and you can look through your deck from the back and see if things are reversed or not. It's handy. And we have the Fool. Very different from fools in other decks. She is my kind of fool. She's reading frickin' cards. And let's see what card she's holding up here. Oh, show me, please. Don't tell me it's the Fool card. Ah, damn. I mean, it kind of looks like it's the Fool card, I think. Hard to tell. I'm going to try one more time. You know how persistent I am, you guys. Oh, sons of bitches in hell, why won't you do it for me, please? There it is, kind of. Yep, it's the Fool card. So it's she's holding up her very own card. Come on, there we go. Don't get upset with me now. So she's a fortune teller. She's sitting there reading cards, and she's holding up the Fool. This is sort of a mirror card. I don't know. She's like, what are you game for? And then we have the Magician. He looks sort of Celtic-y with a leopard skin. We have Gemini, Taurus, Aries. We've got the astrological symbols, alchemical symbols. We've got symbols from cave paintings. He's obviously pretty shamanistic, but in the pose of the traditional magician card. The High Priestess, look at her. She's one of my favorites in all of my decks. I have a large copy of this that is laminated that graces my door. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that headset with the veil on it. Oh, man. I'd like her job. The Empress, looking pregnant and abundant. Look at the waterfall in the back. She's holding a scepter with a globe, and look at her beautiful starry crown and her gorgeous, gorgeous face. Ah, yes. Then we have the Emperor, looking very manly himself with his ram's heads and his stag horns. Yes, please. What else do we have? We have the eagle, we have a ram, And he is also holding the orb of earth and dominion. The Hierophant, and look at this, we don't have the usual Hierophant. This looks very Egyptian. Usually you see a Hierophant looking very Christian. This one doesn't. I like it. The Lovers looking like lovers. The Chariot, look at the Black Lion. Oh. Indeed. Richness of color, richness of artwork and images. The shading is beautiful. It's just lovely, lovely images. Justice, what's going on at the bottom here? I wonder if my lighting is fucking up my camera here. Okay, it looks like roots. I mean, there's tablets lying there, but it looks like roots going up. Are those legs or a tree? Or I'm very confused, but this is the Justice card. So there is the indication of justice being blind, justice applied equally. The Hermit, isn't he wonderful? He looks like my master sculptor, one of my master guides. Honest to God. Yeah. All right, I'm not going to torture you with focusing. Sometimes I wonder if maybe I just need to wipe that camera or what's going on here. Wheel of Fortune. Look at the belt of the zodiac and the planets spinning through heavens, and we've got charts. So wow, is that ever descriptive? The Strength card. Definitely African in culture. The Hanged One. Looky there. Waiting. Gestating. That's an excellent spin on the Hanged Man. And then we have the Death card. Look at the boat, like the Avalon barge with the shrouded figure in it, and then the death guard. So going to a burial ground, it looks like, with the owl as well. So we've got animal imagery, temperance, very Native American. So you see, we're crossing cultures in the major arcana. We have the Devil. Yeah, look at his face. We have the Tower. Which is a church. The Star. Again, Native American looking. The Moon. This is another one of my favorite images. Just my colors, you know. I mean, look at my fingernails, you guys. What's my favorite color? Guess. The Sun. Very Egyptian. Judgment. Judgment, look at this, like going beyond the veil, getting pulled up through from being sort of like underwater and getting pulled up into the air. Oh man, is that a cool image. And the World. Enough said there, yeah? Then we go into swords, the Ace of Swords. So the swords are Asian culture, Japanese. There's the 2. The 3, a samurai. The 4. I mean, what's she doing here? Looks like she's burying the sword. So you get that sense of peace or a respite or a truce. The Crowley deck that I just shot talked about truce, which is a really good meaning for that card. The 5 of Swords, defeat, victory. 6. 6 talking about having a direct way or a goal, knowing the way or the path. And look at those swords kind of delineating the path next to a monk that's praying and doing practice. 7 is the Thief. The 8. She's kind of hiding. So instead of the blindfold. We have her sort of hiding behind a wall and a fan, and the musical instrument and the swords are there, sort of like a protective wall. That's an interesting spin. The 9, grief and tragedy, and the 10, like ninja. Then we've got the prince, the princess, she's beautiful. The queen, it looks like might be Amaterasu. And the king. Staves are the suit of wands in this deck, and clearly they are Egyptian. We have an Ankh, and we have 2 of staves. Oh, someone's sitting, looking out to the river. Obviously in a palace, maybe they're on a barge. The 3. And that looks like Akhenaten, doesn't it? Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Definitely Akhenaten. I'll say that much. The 4. Let's see what we got here. And boy, do I love seeing the pharaohs and the queens and everything as beautifully dark as they should be, being Egyptians. So the 4 of staves, so that's like the marriage card, and then there's the 5, talking about sort of sorting things out, things being in a tangle. These guys are building a temple, obviously. Possibly, obviously. Why is this camera so hinky tonight? So yeah, they are working on a plan. There's a temple. They're building things. The 6 of staves is the victory card. Look at the chariots coming in. The 7. I'm sorry for taking such a painfully long time trying to get each one of these to focus, but you know, I want you to see images. There we go. In the temple, and someone, a supplicant. The 8. We got things flying through the air. The ibises, I think. Oh, so there's birds and there's spears flying through, killing the birds. The 9, strength and keeping boundaries. And the 10, burden and oppression. Princess. She got a doggy. And the prince. And the queen of staves. Nefertiti, Isis, and the king. Is that Akhenaten? That doesn't look like Akhenaten. That looks like Tut. Tutankhamun. Then we have the cups. Ace of Cups. Let's see what culture we have here. This looks Celtic. So I think that the majors are like all a mix of cultures. Let's see if this is Celtic or North. Yes, this is Celtic, because we're kind of looking Arthurian here. The 3 of Cups, celebration, the 4, the 5. You definitely get the vibe of the standard tarot, but different imagery. 6. Betcha that's Merlin. How much you want to bet? The 7. Kind of like a seer. The 8. Stonehenge. Obviously, this is Celtic. 9. Dancing before the round table. And there's the 10. Rainbows over Camelot. Woohoo! Princess, prince, queen, obviously Guinevere, and Arthur. And the pentacles, instead of pentacles or coins or discs, we have sacred circles. So this is See the hoop drum. This is Native American culture. Bear, 2 of sacred circles. Oh, I got bear medicine. 3 of sacred circles. Look at the bear and the eagle in the back. Is that a bear? That's a bear. Okay. 4. So think about the traditional images. We've got the 4 here. He's got all of his stuff around him and he's smoking. So definitely the vibe of possessions and caring about your possessions. 5. So look at them out away from the village. There's the village with the fires going and smoke, and they're out with no fire. No fire, no smoke. 6 of sacred circles with the tree, kind of beautiful things fruiting on the tree or prayer ties on the tree. 7, look at that. Look at the abundance there. The 8, making a hoop, making a drum or a basket, so apprenticeship kind of. 9, an elder, and 10, the village. Then we have the princess, the prince, the queen, grandmother, and the king. I like seeing ancestors. I like seeing the elders in this deck. Let's look at the little white book. Ancestral Path Tarot is offered by artist Julia Cuccia-Watts as an ancestral gift to you. It is hoped that you will find it a path to the discovery of your own truths. For the artist, it is a synthesis of her spiritual beliefs expressed within the structure of the tarot. Its imagery speaks of the human experience, emphasizing potential tapped in the past and preserved through verbal and written histories, traditions, and myths. This visual feast fulfills the raison d'etre of the... She has reason d'etre. I'm going to use that, make it French, raison, R-A-I-S-O-N. Anyway, raison d'etre of the tarot. Patterns creating meaningful stories of the human condition. We are all embryonic ancestors, similar to the fetus in the Hanged One image in the Ancestral Path Tarot. Through the placental cord of cultural transmission, we imbibe the worldview of those who shaped and adapted it. We are nourished on the legacy of their belief systems. We are so immersed in the amniotic fluid of our own particular culture system that we rarely realize that all this nurturing was meant to prepare us for the birth of our own impact on that culture. The process of birth into awareness and responsibility as a mature adult is painful. The world outside our cultural womb is complex and diverse. Some womb-nurtured beliefs are inappropriate for survival and success in this world. Many beliefs from other ancestral paths intrude upon our awareness. There are collective and individual paths of infinite variety. As we sift and sort through all that the human experience offers from the dawn of humanity through the present, we spend a lifetime pathworking. We follow the path of others, we widen or close off pathways on our journey, and we carve new paths through unexplored territory. More critically, perhaps, we also shape paths for others, contemporaries as well as descendants, who will view us as ancestors. Evaluating whether we are clearing a path or muddling it for others is an enlightening exercise. The emphasis on the path of the ancestors in the Ancestral Path Tarot is not the anthropological emphasis on cults of the dead, but on living tradition from all human cultures available for us to factor into our worldview. Defining yourself as an ancestor and your living role models as ancestors places you in the unique perspective offered by the Ancestral Path Tarot. The deck portrays paths created by ancestors of different cultures and times for our consideration. There's a section on what is tarot, and then we have definitions, the majors and the minors. So the definitions, there's just a big chunk of keywords and phrases. I don't see reverses. And then in the minors, we have, for all of the court cards, there are mythological names that go with them. For instance, for the swords for Japan, the King of Swords is Izanagi, the Queen of Swords is Izanami, the Knight is Tsukiyomi, and the Princess is Amaterasu. So, and then we don't have reverse meanings in this deck. They just don't even approach it. So that's why the cards on the back are unidirectional, so you can tell when things are reversed and can flip them around. Let's see how we go. Now, this is a deck that I've used a lot in the past. Oops. That didn't work. Let's try it again. They are rather stiff, but shuffleable. It's it's not too long of a deck, but it's kind of wide. I really like the normal size tarot cards that are a little bit longer than they are wide. They're kind of hard to shuffle when they're sort of square, but it's okay. Let's do one more this way. Oh, you want to come off the top. Let's see who you are. The Queen of Cups. I think this is Guinevere. Let's see what she says. Yes, Guinevere. And it's spelled in the Welsh way, which is like too many consonants. A creative dreamer, poetic and gifted with vision, tranquil and dreamy, yet magnetic and compelling. A committed and loyal partner, a person who flows rather than trudges through life. That's me. Me. All right. Let's shuffle this way and ask for ancestors, guardians, guides, the oracle, the spirit of divination. I think I've got a little bit of charcoal left there. Ask for the spirit of divination to come and awaken this deck. Okay, show me what you got. Show us what you can do for us. Okay. So there's one. And I just want a message for my viewers, something that will just give me a story. Give me a story to tell them, okay? One more. Okay. We start off with 6 of Sacred Circles. And we go to 2 of Staves and Princess of Staves. Now let's see how we kind of see if the cultures have kind of an impact on the meanings. And we back through them in this book. And again, why do people do that? I don't know. I want to know. Okay. 6 of Sacred Circles, reciprocation, sharing prosperity with those who helped you become prosperous. So this is the one where there's like prayer ties on the tree, offerings on the tree, tied there. And you see the animal footprints. So maybe it's like tying bundles on the tree, they're prayer bundles, or maybe even offering bundles, food bundles for the animals to reciprocate for them, the animals feeding the people. That's what makes sense to me. Sharing prosperity, those who helped you become prosperous, the giving or receiving of a gift, passing on of wealth in the Native American custom of potlatch. So what I want to say here is give back as much as you can. We get so tied up in our own day-to-day lives, especially when we're so cut off from each other the way we are, and we don't know what everybody else is going through, except we do, because they go through the same things we go through. So on Facebook is one thing, but to just drop a nice little surprise off for somebody. I know our group of friends at the church has been going and doing drive-bys for people's birthdays, decorating the cars, and you drive by and hand gifts out the window as you go. Everybody's got masks on, everybody's distancing, and we did one the other couple weeks ago where I found out what the person's favorite music was, and I pulled off into a parking or a driveway across the street and opened my car doors because we have an ass-kicking car stereo. Opened the doors, cranked it up, and so the music was playing as people were going by, and it was pretty cool. Little things like that can be so special for people that particularly are really shut in. If you have somebody that's not, able-bodied, do something nice, give back, especially if there's somebody that helped you in a rough time. 2 of Staves, potential energy, fertility, temporary but necessary separations. Hello, the need for patience to see a project through to completion, waiting with its attendant frustrations, watching others act while one cannot. Damn. So yeah, giving back, and because we're separated, it just reiterates everything I just said. We're in this waiting period, so how can we connect with each other and do things? There's someone in my town, And I saw this go across on Facebook, a couple mutual friends, and it was somebody posted, oh, the licorice fairy showed up, and they had gotten, a delivery of black Twizzlers on their porch. And I answered and went, wait, there's a licorice fairy, because I'm a licorice fiend. I love it so much. And I'm like, I didn't know there was a licorice fairy, so the main person in this group made a delivery. She made it to the wrong apartment, so I had to walk down and steal it off somebody's porch, but it was like, yay, licorice. So I have, and I'm quite sure that she doesn't watch these videos, I have been buying the most special licorice ever. There's this stuff called Heavenly Caramels that are anise flavored, not actual licorice, but they're soft and they're glorious, and I dropped those off to her, and she was like, oh my God, I can eat these without my dentist killing me, because the Twizzlers are going to kill your teeth. These are very, very soft. And then I dropped off some called Gustav's, which is from Amsterdam. And here's the truth. You cannot buy real licorice in this country. Licorice extract is medicinal, and the stuff you get in this country is mostly anise flavored. You don't get licorice extract in it, so you got to buy it from overseas. The stuff I got came from Belgium, and it is all licorice extract, no anise, and they're these toffees, and they're also soft, but holy shit, are they good. They are just like boom, boom, licorice, so good. So I dropped those off, and I wrote her a note with this one, and invited her into the inner sanctum of licorice, and I don't know if she suspects it's me or not, because she only made one delivery to me, but I have done it way on the down low. I haven't admitted who it is, and she's gotten 2 deliveries now. I'm also going to deliver her some salt licorice and some of these other toffees that I just got. And we'll see how long it takes her to figure it out. I ain't telling her, that's for sure. I like doing anonymous things for people. I like doing things when they don't know who's doing it and knowing that they get a lot of pleasure. So we do a drive-by. My son will run out and drop the shit on our porch, and then we drive away. And then I just watch Facebook. Did she get him? Did she get him? So anyway, side story, sorry. Now we have Princess of Staves, and she is Nephthys. So let me look real quickly. Through Staves, the king is Osiris, the queen is Isis, the knight is Horus, and the princess is Nephthys, which Nephthys, Nephthys, Neptune, Nephthys. You think these are all separate cultures? Boy, are they not. Okay. Messages from the other side, a higher plane or a different dimension, discerning between right and wrong, making a stand for the right, participating in a just cause, the eruption of something due to tremendous forces underneath the surface of everyday reality. Ooh, damn, are we going through this? Okay, so she is talking about really taking a higher view of everything that's going on, that we've got seismic cultural forces happening right now. I mean seismic. And as far as the planet goes, as far as we as human beings go, I mean, fuck politics and everything. That's the surface. That is the veneer that's on everything. We've got big, big ass things moving. So it's saying make a stand for the right. Let yourself be informed by connections from the other side. Make a stand for the right. We're in this waiting period now, and it's time for us to give back to the planet. So let's fill back in now. We come to the end and we can fill in the beginning again. So let's take this beyond just one person doing something nice for somebody else. This is a call for humanity to pay back. This earth has supported us and allowed us to become what we are, for God's sakes. So it's time to give back and take care of the planet. And while we're waiting, think about how you can restructure your life in order to do that. I know that if I could spend my day planting trees and find a way to go out and plant trees every day, I'd be doing that. So, the eruption of something due to tremendous forces underneath the surface, things we can't see happening. Neptune is the dissolver. May it dissolve the old patterns for us. So, pretty good. There's the Ancestral Path Tarot, an excellent deck. I would definitely recommend it. I love decks that do different cultures. Oh, let's look at the majors here and see what they say about the culture of the majors. Ace, court cards, blah, blah, blah. Central Mystery Legends, the Four Suits. Okay, the minors. Okay, its major arcana sequence of 22 images bears the standard titles, with the exception that the hanged man is now the hanged one, but an older ordering is used. The justice and strength trumps exchange position. Justice is 8, strength is 11th, and yes, that is traditional. Does it say, defining the working definition, blah, 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 blah. I want to see what they say about the images of the majors. The minors are, for the sake of convenience, as the divine imaginary figures, easily adapt. Four suits depict Japanese swords. Okay, depict representative cultures of the 4 racial divisions: yellow Japanese swords, black Egyptian staves, white British cups, and red Native American sacred circles. And those are also the 4 colors that are on the hoop, the sacred hoop of the Native Americans: black, red, yellow, and white. Each culture is portrayed during a distinct historical epoch: the Japanese feudal era, the Egyptian 19th dynasty of Ramses II, Arthurian Britain, and post-contact America. Central myths or legends: the sword of Osiris, myth of weaves through the staves, Arthurian Grail, court card, ace. It doesn't really say, so there isn't a distinct culture for the majors. I'm going to look at the Hierophant pretty quickly here. A spiritual leader or teacher, connection with the infinite. It doesn't say a particular culture. And I want to look at, we talked about the swords, we talked about the staves. Let's look at who the, yes, Suit of Cups: Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot, and Morgana. And the sacred circles is Grandfather Thunder, Grandmother Moon, Father Sun, and Mother Earth. All right. Now I feel like I'm done. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I hope you enjoyed these videos, because there's a hell of a lot more coming. You're going to get so sick of them. But I want to get ahead. This is why I'm doing shooting marathons, because I want to get ahead on posting these so that I can put up some different ones too. You can look forward to Joe Biden's chart coming. I will go over Donald Trump's chart again. I want to start doing more with ritual and all that kind of stuff. There's just all kinds of things in the work. I'm going to be busting ass. I hope I'm going to be busting ass. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe. And if you really enjoyed it, send me money. Send me money. Give me money so I can buy decks. And if you send me money and you attach a deck to it, if I have that deck, I will give you a reading with that deck. How's that? I'll give you a reading with that deck. If I don't have that deck, I will buy it and give you a reading with that deck. So, there was someone, my first donor got a reading once upon a time. I will do it and shoot it, and it will be anonymous, but you'll know who you are, because I will let you know. Also, click notifications so you know that there's a video dropping every day, because there's a video dropping every day. Oh God, screw all that stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys are healthy. I hope you're safe. I hope you're doing all the things: wearing a mask, washing your hands, Black Lives Mattering. Be nice to people. Just be nice to people. We've got to be uber nice to people, because things are getting so nasty. So I'm calling to your higher self here to come out and bring some kindness and love and compassion into this world. Until I see you next time, mwah, this is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.